Hey everybody, good afternoon and welcome to My Chamber TV. This is the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce edition, and we are at Berkshire Hathaway over here in West Chase. And you know, I really want to do this, but I'm not going to do it. I got Warren Blackbeard from the Church Experience.
Yeah.
Now, you got a little bit of an accent.
Yeah.
So let's tell people where you're from and what you're doing.
So we're originally from Johannesburg, South Africa. We got to Tampa about 8 months ago to start a church in the area of West Chase, Oldsmar, and it's just been such a wild ride since we've got here. We connected with the church in Dunedin, and then they said, "Well, we're going to plant this church." We said, "Well, let's do it in West Chase." So we literally arrived 8 months ago with our two boys and our two bags, and here we are.
Oh my God! So I mean, so what drove you here? There had to be a go. Oh, we're going to go to Tampa Bay.
So my wife and I were in corporate in South Africa. We've always been in corporate. I was in IT, my wife was in manufacturing. And then 4 years ago, I just felt called by God to Tampa. Never been to Tampa before. I'm like, okay, Lord, if you want me in Tampa, you need to make a way.
Yeah, right.
And he did. And then COVID happened. And then everything was shut down. And our visa was approved it was a miracle. It was approved in 4 days, which is unheard of.
That is unheard of.
And then, we got our visa. We had our interview. And then we arrived last year, and it's just been such an amazing time. And we arrived here with not knowing many people in our area. We actually knew no one in our area, but God's just been so good, and He's connected us with some wonderful people. Joined the chamber, met some wonderful people at the chamber, and it's just been such a wild ride.
You're not hanging around with Doug, are you?
Sometimes, occasionally.
Oh,
yeah.
boy,
yeah.
Jesus don't need you. You don't need Jesus help all the time.
I told you I've met some nice people.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what type of church is the Church Experience?
It'll be non-denominational. The
Okay.
church that we were involved in South Africa was called Fourways Community Church, and it was also non-denominational. Very much about community, about loving God, about loving His people, and that's what we want to replicate here. And it's been great to share that vision with people,
Okay.
to get people to catch on to the vision of what we're doing. It's not about me, it's not about my wife, it's not about our amazing accent or our funny surname. It's about our Father, and we really just want to make much of Him.
Well, that's absolutely. Now, is your wife going to be a part of the church as well?
Yes, yeah, 100% part of it. We're going to be leading this together, and it's been amazing. My wife loves to gather. She's the gatherer. She loves to gather people. She loves to connect with people, and she's just been great to just reach out with ladies and everyone in the community and just bring them to be part of it. So it's been great.
So, are you looking for a space? Do you already have a space?
At the moment, we're currently meeting in our home. We are looking. There are some opportunities out there that we're praying hard into finding a space that we want to launch fairly soon in a space. But I mean, that's the main thing that we've been praying about. Just to find a space to launch well, to reach the community. But at the same time, we reaching so many people just being in our home. Our home's actually too small. We've got when we landed here, we thought it's going to be so easy to buy a car and to find a place to rent, but we had no credit score. No credit history.
Oh, that's right.
So
Yeah,
everyone was like, no, we're not touching you because you're these funny immigrants from Africa. And so eventually we found a place, but it's a tiny 2-bedroom townhome. And so it's full when we meet, but that's awesome. It's great to see that. And so we actively now praying for a venue for us to live in as well, but also for us to launch in as well. So that's going to be great.
So everything's in the name. So why are you calling it the Church Experience?
Great question. So Church Experience is when I felt called to Tampa, I said to God, I'm like, Lord, if you're me in Tampa, you need to make a way. You need to open a door. So I was applying for roles around the country. And I didn't hear back from any of them because, well, I'm from Africa. I don't have church. Even though we were part of a church in Johannesburg for many, many years, I'd never led a church before. I was preaching, we were baptized, we were doing everything, but I wasn't the lead person there. And so everyone got declined from all the positions. So eventually a church in Dunedin called Church Experience, they planted there 8 years ago, actually, this Sunday. And they said to me, well, let's talk. And so we're going to be planting basically a site of theirs, but it'll be autonomous. We're going to run it how we want to, which is going to be awesome. But we're going to lean on them a lot with resources and how to do things together. And so they've named a Church Experience. I love it because the nice thing for me is church is a place. It's not a place, it's a people. And so, we can have church now. We can have church in our home. We can have church at the park.
Where two or more are gathered, right?
Exactly. That's it. Yeah. So that's the name, and it's just been really cool to share with people in the community what we're doing, because I think as people came out of out of COVID and people need community, and I think a lot of people out there are searching for that community, searching for doing something that's greater than themselves, and have fun doing it. I mean, we've spoken to a pastor that just said, at the beginning, have fun, because you can be too serious while you're doing it, and we want to have fun while we're doing it with our boys. And it's been amazing to see how the family has transitioned to this, because even though we kind of look the same, I might sound different, it's totally different to what we used to. And so it's been amazing to just learn a new culture. And America's a beautiful place. We love America. It's just been so great people are so interested, both in our accent, and my surname, Blackbeard. Are you sure that's your surname? Yeah, it's my surname.
And welcome to Tampa.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
So it's been really cool to just share our story with people.
Right.
And we just love sharing our story and seeing what God is doing in our story, and invite people to be part of it.
So is this going to be something that you're going to build this and then plant others with the experience?
Yeah, I mean, our heart has always been to plant churches, to raise up people within the body of Christ, and to plant more. And that's what we've always been part of it. I mean, even though we've never run a church before, what we did in South Africa was we ran a small group every Thursday night in our home group. And we did that for the 16, 17 years that we're part of the church. And we planted out of that multiple times, because what we always love to do is identify people that, even though they're not there yet, we can see the call in their life to plant out, to make more space for more people. And so that is our heart. It's not just about us. It's about, our heart is for Tampa. And so we want to reach as many people as we can through us, through others that we can help. And that's really our heart, is to see others multiply out of it.
So what are the hours? What days?
So at the moment we meet on Thursday nights in our home. So, but then on a Sunday, what we'd love to do is have multiple services, whether it's like 10, 9, 10:30, 9:30, 11, somewhere around there. That's really what we want to launch to, a Sunday morning. But at the moment we're just meeting on a Thursday night in our home about 7 to 8, 8:30. We break meal together, we break bread together, we share a meal together. Because for us it's also about friendship before function. So we want to connect with people that we enjoy spending time with. It's not just all about, we want to really dig deep and build community with people. And we've seen that. And the wonderful thing is we've just met so many different, and every people have a different story. Right. So we've met people that were born in Tampa, and that apparently they're like a unicorn if you've actually been born and bred in Florida. Yeah. So we've met them, and then we've also met like Ukrainian refugees that have just left Ukraine, and we're trying to bless them and help them with furniture and pray for them. And it's just been amazing to hear everyone's story and feel people to get connected to something that's greater than themselves, and how we can all serve the body of Christ.
So how do people find you?
So at the moment, they can go to churchexperience.tv and /West Chase, and they can see all our details on there. They can also get hold of me at Warren Blackbeard at churchexperience.tv, and they can get connected with us that way. I mean, there's not many Warren Blackbeards around, so they could probably just Google it as well.
You'd be the first that I know of.
So they could probably just connect with us that way. They can find me on Facebook as well, Warren Blackbeard, and I'd love to connect with people and just share our story and invite people to be part of the story that we're building here.
Brother, thank you very much for being on. We really appreciate it. Hey, you guys stick around. We got Doug did a great job this week, and we got a lot of great guests coming on, and so we'll be right back after these messages. Hey everybody, welcome back, and yes, we are at Berkshire Hathaway over here in West Chase, and now I've got Sean Overton. Well, and you are with Bizco.
Yes, I am.
Not Bisco.
Bizco. B-I-Z-C-O.
Bizco, we talking other things. Bizco, but you're an IT services guy.
Yeah, we're a locally managed IT services company. We've been in the industry for about 29 years.
Just a little while.
Just a little while.
So now, are you the guy that I call when my printer doesn't work? Because that printer never works.
Yeah, we take care of...
No, I was just joking. Oh my gosh. I can't believe you said yes to that.
Anything IT related, we will take care of.
Okay, so what does Bizco, what all do you guys do?
So we provide full IT management for small to medium businesses. That includes network management to cybersecurity. hardware procurement, and just keeping your business up and running as best as possible.
That means I don't have to have an IT guy on.
No, we are a fully outsourced IT company. We have a fully staffed help desk. We have dedicated account engineers, and we also have account relationship managers.
So if I'm a small business getting ready to start up, and I know I'm going to have a network, no matter who you are, you have a network now, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So instead of me going, okay, I think I can plug this into here and make this over here, but I'm just not talking right. You guys can actually, you guys come in and just set it up from
we can come
start
in,
to
set it
finish?
up from start to finish. We can take over existing networks. We can do project management to upgrade your existing networks. Full service, A to Z.
Really?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. Now, do you guys take care of all the safety side, like keeping me from getting hacked, or?
Oh yeah, that's a huge part of it.
I mean, because that's a big thing right now.
Yeah, especially in the small business world. They're very susceptible to cyber attacks, and we have a huge focus on cybersecurity. We provide full service cybersecurity solutions, and we will keep your network and your company safe.
So do you help with the backup side too?
Yeah.
Like you keep the whole back. I mean,
on-site.
My brain's working now going, oh, so you're the guy that goes, make sure it's all backed up correctly.
Yeah, 100%. We do on-site backup, and then we do an off-site replication. That way, if there's any kind of natural disaster at your offices, we have all your data in the cloud, and it's easily accessible for restoration.
So, okay, let's talk about, you said small business, medium. What's the smallest you'll deal with?
Typically, we were around the 20-seat mark. There's exceptions to that. We work with a lot of local nonprofits that might be less than 10 users, but we really believe in their mission.
Right.
But 20 users to 200 is kind of our sweet spot, but we are fully capable of supporting over 200 users in any kind of case.
And I know this is going to be a dumb question, though, so I can call you up and go, hey, it's not working right, and you can say, first thing I'll say is, when can you get here? And you're like, I don't need to be there.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. About 95% of what we can do is fully remote. We have access into your network, full management on the back end, so there's not a huge need for on-site, but we do have dedicated on-site engineers in the local Tampa Bay area. So if there is an issue that requires us to come on site, we can have someone dispatched to you as soon as possible.
So do I have to be local, or can I be in the state?
No, you can be anywhere in the United States. We have clients in North Carolina. We have clients all over the state of Florida. We have an office in Nebraska. So we are fully capable of supporting any business that is within the United States.
You need some in Hawaii. So
so we can get over there and get a little.
That'd be kind of cool, right?
Gotta go visit that client for a week.
You gotta do an on-site. I'm gonna be there for about a week. Sorry.
Right.
Right.
I'm not gonna have my phone either.
So, okay, we all know that there's a bunch of IT people, and some of them are just single dudes sitting in their bedroom going, I'm an IT guy. What makes you different? What makes you better than these other guys?
We are, we're owned by a single entity. We're not owned by any kind of venture capitalist. We are family owned. We are family operated. We really strive for customer service first and foremost, which I think sets us apart from our competition.
Okay. That's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
How big are you guys?
We have about 75 employees across our company. In the local area, we have about 12. And we are looking to continue to grow that.
Now, because of COVID, are you guys are you based in one location, or do you have remote guys everywhere?
We're remote in the Tampa Bay area. All of our engineers are remote, which actually makes us a little bit more flexible and easily to get to our clients, since we're not in a single location.
Yeah, you got a guy in Carrollwood, and there's somebody in Carrollwood,
exactly.
you can go to Carrollwood,
Yep.
even if you don't have to go on site.
100%.
I know you guys are really super smart, but sometimes the network's down, you can't get in, you got to go, let's go figure out why, right? Now, do you do, because I've dealt with people, do you do phone services?
Yeah, we do phone support. We actually have a system that we sell and support ourselves. So we can do full VoIP systems for your small business. We can host it in the cloud. You can have it on-prem, any kind of solution.
That's a new thing. I mean, it's not a new thing, but it's really has become very, very popular, voice over IP, no more.
Yeah, especially nowadays, a lot, especially our system, it works great on cell phones. So users that have a cell phone can have a office landline
Really?
right on their cell phone.
On the phone?
Oh yeah, right on their phone.
No
No need for physical hardware.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, now what if I want that physical hardware? Can
Yeah.
can that
You can
phone
use both.
move with me?
Yeah, you just say, it's all status based, so you can
Okay.
move between a desk phone, a phone on your computer, or a phone on your cell phone.
So if it's ringing in the office, it can ring to
Yeah,
my.
they can ring all of them at the same time.
Okay. So, I mean, are you guys putting more hardware or software when it comes to the whole protection side?
Software, we're really focused on antivirus, detection and response software, next gen antivirus is what they would call it, but as well as monitoring tools that look at, patterns and processes that are occurring, because cyber attacks nowadays aren't just a person doing it. They're very, very complicated and have a lot of back-end processes.
And let's make sure everybody at home knows that you're not the web guy, right?
No, we're not the web guy. We don't build
website's
websites.
not working. Well, I'll tell you
No,
that.
we support your network and infrastructure,
Okay.
and we work with web developers to ensure that is going as smoothly as possible.
So if you're taking on a new client, do you actually go to their website and go, we're gonna look at this just to make sure your web guys got you at the right?
Yeah, we manage the back end, so your email records, DNS records, which is basically how people find your website through Google. We make sure that those are functioning properly.
Okay.
And we also make sure that it's set up for email security. But we will work directly with your web provider to get the best possible service.
All right. So did I miss anything? Did we
No.
talk about it? Did we talk about everything? So what are you doing this weekend? No, I'm just kidding.
What am I doing? Yeah, right?
Everybody's partying. No. So are you guys 24/7?
We do have after-hours support. We do
Okay.
monitor our client networks for security events as well as server outages and network outages. But we primarily focus between 8 and 7 is our full service hours.
Okay, here's another question for you. So I know a lot of IT guys and a lot of IT companies. Sometimes they won't want you to use Verizon or BIOS, or they use their own services. Do you guys offer that as well?
Yeah, we like to be a solutions partner. So
Okay.
we recommend what we think is going to be best for your business,
Right.
but we are not going to tell you not to use a certain solutions provider.
Okay.
Based
So you
on
find
our-
the best fit for what they.
Yeah,
what their
we're a
needs
partner.
really
We
are.
want to grow with your business. We're
all
not
right.
looking just to support your business. We want it to grow, and we want to be there for every step of that.
How does everybody get hold of you?
Yeah, they can go right to our website, www.bizco.com. They can also email at info@bizco.com or call us at our 800 number, which is 1-800-424-9677.
Thank you for being on today.
Thank you
appreciate
very much.
it. Hey,
Appreciate
everybody
it.
stick around. We got more guests coming up. We actually have a returning guest from My Chamber TV, but she's with another chamber. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey everybody, welcome back. And you know what? We've got Chris Catonis in here, and he is with Ally Restore and Construction. So give me the bottom line, what you guys do.
Well, John, we're a full-service state licensed building contractor. We specialize in disaster restoration work, insurance claim work, on the way through remodeling, and general construction.
So not only can you fix something that's been destroyed by fire, flood, but you can also do construction work as well, and then you can do from ground up.
Sure, John. We are an all-inclusive, full-service, one call, one contractor can handle the whole entire project, from the disaster cleanup portion all the way through the rebuild or reconstruction.
Right.
And while we're out there doing perhaps something that was unanticipated, we can also be there to help you with a electable or chosen remodel project.
Hey, I want to redo my kitchen. I can call Chris.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, are you guys real busy because of the hurricanes?
The hurricanes have obviously added a tremendous influx of work. Fortunately for us in the Tampa Bay area, we dodged a big bullet this year. We can see how devastating it was from the damage done down south.
Right.
In my prior days of business, we were handling work throughout the state of Florida and throughout the southeastern United States. We're focused on the Tampa Bay area and providing the best service that we can for our local customers. We got a tremendous amount of work out of the hurricanes without having to go south of the Skyway Bridge.
Really?
Yes, sir.
There was that much this way?
Yes. So believe it or not, the winds got pretty strong in the Tampa Bay area. And when you get 60, 70, 80 mile an hour winds up in the Tampa Bay area, especially the St. Petersburg area,
right,
there was quite a bit of roof damage, water leaks, water intrusion, and disasters associated with the hurricane. So we took advantage of most of the local work that we could. We probably have a dozen projects on the way down towards Fort Myers for strategic clients that twisted our arms.
Please come down here.
Please come down here and help us out. So yes,
because they're still backed up down there, right?
There is a demand for folks like us down there, as there is a demand for folks in the construction business. There's more supply than there is, there's more demand than there is supply.
Right.
And it's obviously driving up construction prices. And the hurricane provided a unbelievable amount of work for an industry that was already lacking in resources.
Right.
So imagine how that's going right now.
Yeah, I did hear a lot of contractors were saying we just cannot get enough good people. There's just not enough right now. And then this hit, and it's like,
sure.
Now what do you do? Just can you swing a hammer?
Sure.
Can you pick up some stuff?
Well, John, I understand that you cut your teeth, perhaps, or had some experience in the construction business or in the
restoration
world. And there's an absolute need for our work. When the hurricanes hit, people think that it's a lottery for us. It actually makes the industry more challenging and more difficult to work with. People are frantic. There's not enough of us when you have thousands of properties that are damaged.
Right.
So it's a bit chaotic, but things are starting to settle down and level out.
Right.
Back when you and I cut our teeth in this business, there were a lot of tradespeople involved in this market.
Right.
The younger generation does not seem to be taking much interest in the construction sector.
Right.
And we're having a difficult time trying to locate good resources.
So beyond the hurricanes, if I'm sitting there and I just had a fire, you're the guy I need to call.
Absolutely. We specialize in coming out and not just working the claim, but getting to know you, getting to know your family, genuinely caring about your concern, especially if it has been a loss. A water damage loss is much easier to deal with a particular client than a fire. Fires can be life-altering. Water damage can be that way as well. But majority of the time, water damage is limited in its damage, and fire can just change things dramatically, especially if there's somebody that's injured or a pet loss or God forbid somebody loses their life.
Right. So in the instance of something happened, do I call you first or do I call my insurance company first?
Sometimes it's best to check in with your agent.
Okay.
I don't want to put ourselves out of being your first point of contact. But we're going to probably, if it's an insurance claim, loop back around with your agent and with your carrier and help you establish the claim. Oftentimes, insurance is extremely difficult to navigate. Much like medical insurance, you like to rely on your general practitioner to help guide you and get pre-authorizations and make sure that the policy that you've been paying for is indeed going to cover you for the damages
Right.
that you just had.
Yes, right.
We like to specialize in verifying and validating all of that up front, John, before we begin doing work for you or your family,
Right.
so that you've already had a surprise. We don't want to surprise you a couple weeks into the project or a month into the project that your insurance policy that you have is
Oh,
not
by
going
the
to cover
ways,
you.
I hate those. Oh, by the ways, it doesn't cover this.
For
Right.
sure, because you're already upset, you're already injured, you're already frustrated. We want to be part of your solution and not part of your further part of the problem.
Well, that's a good thing, is having someone that's there for you, not just there to get a check.
Sure.
And that makes a difference, because there are those companies out there, they're just literally there to get a check. They're not there for you.
Sure. John, I grew up here. I had the fortunate opportunity to be the first generation here in the Tampa Bay area.
Oh, so you're the unicorn that we were talking about earlier. Another one that we were like, you find someone that was born here is kind of hard.
I was born in Morton Plant Hospital, Clearwater, Florida. So I am
You are.
authentic native here.
Yes, you are.
I have a great family name. I want to continue to keep that that name in the Tampa Bay area. I mentioned to you earlier that I did have offices in my prior life as far out as Las Vegas, across the southern United States, handling a lot of insurance claim work. And I have chosen in my latter years to focus on the Tampa Bay area, sleep in my own bed, spend more time with my family locally.
It's a big deal.
And you find out that the business opportunity cost of losing work while you are not working in your own backyard is significant enough that when you chase rainbows for a bigger prize or a bigger opportunity, sometimes they're right there in front of you in your own backyard.
And yeah, and you miss them. So
Sure.
what's the best way people can get a hold of you?
We have a very catchy phone number, 813-814-ALLY, A-L-L-Y. We man that 24/7.
Okay.
We don't use a service. We have one of our company managers that understands our business, that is qualified to answer the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and respond live and in person to be able to help you out with your situation.
That is phenomenal. Chris, thank you for being on My Chamber TV today. We really appreciate it. Hey, look,
Thank
if
you,
you've got
John.
things going on, even if you need just, hey, look, you're looking to redo the bathroom, that's the man to call right there. But if you got some problems, give him a call. Stick around. We got great more guests coming up. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey, welcome back. And you know what? It's time for change. Change starts here. So a lot of you, if you've watched the My Chamber TV shows, you recognize this young lady, but your husband's not here today.
He is not. He's
But that's
actually on
okay.
a job, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, he came in with them boots on. I was like, I got to get you on with them boots on. That was awesome. So change starts here. Tell everybody, we've already told my other group, let's tell them again why change starts here.
All right. So we came up with the name actually before we decided what type of business we were going to go into. And what it is we have a huge heart for the community. We wanted to be able to give back. And our dream is to basically open up a nonprofit that is going to give people second chances. Of course, when you give these people the second chance and you put them through this faith-based rehabilitation program that we're starting to plan and things like of that nature, we can't guarantee anybody else to hire them. But if we have our own for-profit companies, we can say, okay, well, if you can't find a job at places A through Z, come check out, our power washing company, come check out our bookkeeping company, or whatever the other places
Right.
unfold.
Right.
And that's how we ended up with the name, and then decided to organically just stick to the power washing because It just happened. We talked with friends. One was selling a pressure washer. The next one had a commercial job. We're like, okay, God, like we've got the memo. We're going in this direction. And it's so funny because as this past year has progressed, every time I try to step away and get like a little part-time job, bookkeeping or something, God's like, nope, redirect.
Nope. Exactly.
Redirect. Just focus on this company.
So, but it's, and, I think your husband and I talked about this, it's such a satisfying thing.
It really is.
To watch power washing. I mean, I do it on my own when I can. Most of the time I have to hire it out, but it's like, it's really cool. I don't know what it is about it, but it's a great thing because you see the change instantly, right?
Absolutely. And then everybody, has that big smile on their face because they're like, hey, like this is exactly what I needed done, but they just don't have the time to get around to it.
So, okay, so let's start. Why power washing itself? Is the same reason I was saying is because it's such a, you did some too, didn't you?
I did.
Oh my
I
gosh.
did. You can find some pictures on the website where I took care of, doing a fence, as well as like, some outdoor, benches and furnitures and things of that nature. My husband's a pretty good teacher and trainer.
So what do you power wash?
So we actually came out with this rack card here recently, and you can find this over at the chamber. And it's got some
Which
information.
chamber?
Oh, Upper Tampa Bay, which, by the way, I happen to be an ambassador.
Ambassador?
One of their favorites and newest ambassadors. Just going to throw that plug in there. But we came up with this rack card this year, which talks about who knew, because there's differences, right? You actually have a difference between pressure versus power versus soft.
Correct.
So soft, we're using a product and we're spraying that product all over it. 90% of the time, it's just the same stuff that you put in your pool, chlorine, right? We spray that on, we rinse it off. There's no pressure involved whatsoever. It gets all the algae, the mold, the mildew off of everything, and then you're good to go. Pressure is what you use on your flat surfaces, like your decks, your driveways, things of that nature. And it actually uses a surface cleaner, and they use the pressure. Clean it all up, and then we do a post-treatment, which think of when you take a shower, right? And now your pores are all open. Same thing with that concrete. The pores are all open.
Yeah.
So we're going to spray it down with a product, and then it's going to keep it lasting nice, shiny, new, and mold-free for much longer.
So you're telling me don't go to Home Depot and buy the spray and forget it crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. Number one, you're probably spending just as much as you would pay for us to go out there anyway. And, it's going to be...
Now you do everything from the top of the house to the ground and the fences.
Absolutely. We take care of your tile, your shingle, your, flat roofs, metal roofs, all of that stuff, as well as your
See, I'm okay
fences,
with doing
home washing.
concrete, but when you start messing around with my brick and stuff like that, you're like, I don't want to power wash this. I'll mess it up because you take the surface down, right?
Yeah, you can't use pressure on those sort of things at all. At all. And that's one of the things that people, think that, I could just pick up a power washer and then start my own business. And they find out.
I don't know about business, but I just picked up going, I can do this. The next thing I go, I'm like, oh, my paint's gone.
Yep.
Oops.
So I have a horror story. Before I met my husband, this was in 2018 when I bought my house, I decided I was going to repaint it, and I borrowed a friend's power washer, and I took chunks of the siding off of my house. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, you can still tell today.
That's why you have a professional do it. Right. Okay. All right. So, what areas do you cover?
We love Pinellas County. Of course, that's going to be our bread and butter because that's where we're located. However, we do go out to Hillsborough County and some Pasco County. Just depends on the location.
Right.
But here's the thing. Even if you think you're too far away from me, I have enough connections now where we've partnered up with other professionals.
Smart.
So if you are all the way out in Riverview and we're not going to get to you for 2 months, but you need it done tomorrow, I can call up my buddies over in Riverview and be like, hey, like I've got a client for you. And then they repay us back by when they have that job in Safety Harbor or Upper Tampa Bay, Oldsmar area. Hey, we're not going to make it there for another month. Do you want this job?
Work smart, not hard.
Exactly.
Right?
We're all about community, building relationships.
That's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what made you join the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce?
So I had heard...
It was Doug, right? Doug. Actually, it's always Doug.
Doug was one of the last ones I met. The first one I met was Wendy Roper.
Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
I had heard great things already about the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber. I went to this Innisbrook event last year in July where all of the chambers had attended, and I started kind of interviewing them. And what sold me was I went to this, and you're actually going to meet with her later, Sheila Neisler with Catonis. she was the score mentor at this.
Known Sheila for a long time.
Yeah, so she was the score mentor at this little thing down at the greenhouse in St. Pete, and Wendy was attending that same course alongside. It's called GAP Training Program. Yep.
Yeah.
And when I saw Wendy there, I'm like, well, the chamber is obviously reaching out to the community. How do I not join this chamber? So they were the first ones I actually joined.
That's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
So how many lives are you changing with this?
We are trying
With this business.
with this business, we're going to try to touch as many lives as possible. Right now, while I'm waiting to be stable enough to be able to bring on employees, like we're just really connecting the community amongst one another. So like, you know, if anybody has a need, as I'm listening to 30-second commercials at all these different networking events and everything, I love to just connect the dots together and bring people together.
So you're a catalyst.
Yes, I am a catalyst,
That's
actually.
right. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
to be,
it is
right?
a good thing.
Sometimes you look back and go, oh, well, I'm not getting the glory for that one, but that's okay. I put that together, and then you got to go, you know what? That's my job in this world is I'm a catalyst, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that is, I'm absolutely, it was really good. I'm glad you came back up here. So, how do I get a hold of you?
All right. Well, the best way to reach me is actually to call or text our service line, which is the 727-277-2734 that you see on there. And if you want, I can even give you my personal cell phone number.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. But she has a QR code on.
Yes,
I'm so
but we do have a
proud.
QR
There's
code
a QR
with the
code on there.
website.
You've got a big sign too, don't you?
I do.
Look
Oh
at
my
that
goodness.
big yard sign.
So
Go ahead, bring it up.
since the last time we met, we actually have yard signs to put out
Dun,
there
dun,
as well.
dun.
Dun dun dun. And it has a QR code as well.
Look at
for us.
you.
So yeah, we're
Moving
getting
up
our
in the
name
world.
out there. So you might see
Right.
these around the community.
How busy are you guys right now?
We are booking out 2 weeks right now.
That's
so big difference from you
Yeah.
know the last time that we met, where it was like we've had like 2 weeks solid, but everything's been very sparse.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
like pretty much since December, we've kicked off, and we've been working with a lot of property management companies.
That's great.
They're
So
great.
if I'm watching this, I mean, are you looking for property managers?
Absolutely. So we are now Vive verified, which means that we have the requirements for your commercial auto insurance, the liability insurance, workers' comp, you know, that sort of thing, to make sure that we can get into these communities and fit, you know, what their requirements are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Honey, thank you so much for coming back on. I appreciate it.
you.
Hey, stick around. We got more guests coming up. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey everybody, welcome back. And you know what? This young lady, you've seen her before, especially on the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, Sheila Neisler, and you're with Catalyst Tampa Bay, but you're really kind of not talking about Catalyst in a way. You're talking more about the chamber today?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's figure this out.
Well, when you've got 500 members of the chamber and they're growing, okay, so what does a chamber do? Hence the hat. We help build businesses.
Right.
That's the focus. And you know, when you think about it, when you build a house, I know you're looking at new land up north. You've got lots of plans to build that perfect
Right,
house.
right.
Well, most people start a business, they don't know about what to build. They don't.
They don't.
So it's almost like Field of Dreams, but guess what? It doesn't work. Because if you build it, they will come. Well, guess who shows up? Ghosts.
Right.
Ghosts don't have credit cards.
That's right.
And so what we're trying to do this year is focus on one of the tenets of the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber is education.
Oh, yes.
Okay, because
yes.
you know, if you're growing your business, you can go out, and I tell people, you go to networking events that start from zero to, you could be spending thousands of dollars a month on networking, and it ends up with being a solitaire game because you've got all these business cards, you don't know what to do with them. And your elevator speech, it goes to the basement. It's not going anywhere up.
Nope, doesn't get past the two people sit and look at you like you got deer in headlights.
Exactly. And all and then you at the end of the year, you've got all these cards, and maybe you've got a pair because you ran into them a couple times, or
Yep.
a straight.
Or you get this is I have experienced this from like at least 20 people to this week. I'm tired of networking. I'm tired of talking to people that don't get it. I'm done. I'm done with networking. I'm like, you can't be done with networking. You can't be. So this is probably what's happening is they're in the basement and don't know how to get out of it.
Well, and the other thing is that if you don't know how to sell yourself, you're never going to sell your product,
Right.
and you're never going to sell your service. And so most people don't know how to sell themselves.
No, they do not.
And so one of the things that I talk about we've got a couple of programs, and you'll love it. I love the way you said that, because we're announcing non-networking events at Upper Tampa Bay Chamber.
Non-networking.
Non-networking, and people are going to go, and I'll go, all the introverts are coming out. They're going, oh my God.
I could do this. I could do this. Right.
Well, we had a meeting yesterday, and I said, name, rank, and serial number. I don't want, because one of the programs that we're introducing are AAU, all about you. Basically, it's how you build your own business.
That's correct.
Not how you sell it. Because until you focus on, what you want to do and what kind of business you want to build, it don't matter. It don't matter. And and it's really funny because at the end of the year, I've got these, just a stack of business cards.
Oh God.
And 50% of them are either changed jobs or out of business.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, we got to stop this. Especially, COVID sent everybody in a scramble, and then everybody got all their checks and they started spending money, blah, 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 blah. If we run into some economic headwinds, you're going to have a good foundation. You're going to have a good house,
Right.
or it's going to get blown away.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
So anyway, that's what the Chamber's doing. Okay. A couple of things that we're working on is every Tuesday at 8:45 to 9:45, we have a goal achievement partners meeting. Okay. Basically, think of Weight Watchers for business.
Oh, there you go.
When you're in Weight Watchers, you look at what you eat every day. And then, that dreaded meeting, you weigh yourself to see if you lost weight. And so now Weight Watchers is changing. So you actually record what you're exercising. Yeah. And then you get together and you share your successes.
Right.
And then you share what went off the rails.
Yep.
That bag of potato chips or that gallon of ice cream. Okay, but somebody will go, oh, that happened to me too.
Yeah.
And so you get this kind of group people together that are all working to build their business and coming together and selling, not selling, but they talk about their setbacks. They talk about their successes and lessons learned.
Right.
And so it's a drop-in group that people can come to. The nice thing is, again, there's book hacks. You're not going to have to read these books. I got to read them. So I'm going to take these books, which obviously you can tell by where they are. This is where I stopped reading, Right. So I get to finish these books, but I get to share the information, the best practices, because everybody is in the business of goal setting and goal achievement. And, you need an accountability coach. Okay, it's very expensive. Well, with the Chamber, there's no cost to it. This is a program that I developed something like 10 years ago in Asheville, North Carolina. And what happened was a bank hired me and brought in all their bad loans. And we got everybody together to talk about what their goals were. And this one guy had never made a sales call in his life. And he went out and we said, we want you to go make a sales call. Go make 4 sales calls. And he came in the following week and he was in a bad mood. Devastated. We said, how'd it go? He said, well, I did what you told me to do. And we went, oh, okay. Uh-oh. He goes, I went out to 4 construction sites and handed out my business card because he cleaned up construction sites. Yeah. We said, well, how'd it go? He goes, I only sold 2 of them.
Only 2?
He had a 50% close rate.
Oh my gosh.
On the first
That's awesome,
call.
Actually. Good Lord.
And what happened was I started crying. The whole group stood up and applauded him. He thought he was a failure.
He could have sold 1 and been a rock star.
Absolutely. And what he realized was he had a whole group of people.
Yep.
He had a tribe of people that were helping him. And he was about to lose his house. He was about to lose his car.
Right.
He got his business going. So by the 6th week of this class, he was able to quit making sales calls. He actually joined referral groups, a construction association, and he got and met people, but he got the confidence to realize no is okay.
Yeah.
Because he just showed up.
Right.
But he would have never known that, because in school, if you got a 50%, you failed.
Yeah.
And he didn't realize he was succeeding.
Oh my gosh.
It's that kind of feeling.
Wow.
That's the kind of feeling that we're trying to do with our goal achievement partners.
And that's huge.
It is, and we changed it because accountability, now everybody goes, you're going to be held accountable. That's so negative.
Right,
So let's turn it positive, and let's bring together a group of people.
It's good to have like-minded people sitting around going, okay, look, I understand what you did, and I kind of see where it kind of went off the rails for you.
Yeah.
And some advice. I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't care. I mean, me and my guy, man, we've been in this world combined 70 years.
Oh gosh.
I'm 35 years in this world, and even he'll go, did you see that new camera? I'm like, first I'm like, I don't see a new camera. Why do I need a new camera for? I'm old. But now I go, that's a great camera.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you need to know that stuff.
Exactly, exactly. Well, and I love the word, the saying, because everybody says from a different point of view.
Yeah.
It's a different perspective.
Yes.
And it's really funny because I get up there and present, and people come back to me and go, "Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that?" You know, and so I've used this book, You Inc. I've totally changed my perspective. I get up at meetings and say, this is what I failed at. And this is why I want to share what I failed at. I tell people I'm basically 25 years old with a lot of experience.
Yeah, right.
You just gotta, and that's how you grow. And so many people are on the same, I call it hamster cage. They're just going round and round and round and round and round. And all of a sudden they start blaming everybody instead of taking personal,
Yeah, you gotta look in here.
Exactly.
First. So if I want to be a part of this, do I call the chamber?
You absolutely call the chamber, and you're more than welcome. It's a drop-in. What I do is send out weekly notices. I send out weekly content so that people can kind of get more involved and just start.
Okay. Now, because I'm going to plug your Catalyst.
Oh, okay,
your
cute.
Catalyst needs to be. If people need someone really to help with them, they need to get a hold of you.
Absolutely, because my background is in banking, so I look at your bottom line.
Right.
I look and say what's driving your sales and what's hitting your bottom line. That's a different way of looking at marketing. There are lots of ways to, like, we're in the football playoffs. There's lots of ways to win the game.
Right.
And most people don't understand that. They go, oh, I'm just going to do digital media, or I'm just going to buy advertising, or I'm just going to go to the chamber. No, it's almost like you sit down for dinner, you have a drink, you have vegetables, or you're supposed to. You're going to have pasta, or what. So you have to have a well-rounded meal.
Right.
Most people don't understand that's what marketing is. You
Well-rounded.
got well-rounded.
Right.
And so I get people to look at that. Okay. But the worst thing, and the best thing, and the easiest thing, and the cheapest thing is getting involved in your community.
I love having you on always. All right, stick around. We have one more guest coming up, and it's actually the head guy here at Berkshire Hathaway. We'll be right back after these messages.
To be legendary.
To be legendary. All right, we're back, and you know what? I have been saying from the get-go we're in West Chase, but we're actually in Oldsmar. You can shoot me. You can hit me right here if you want to. We're back here with Berkshire Hathaway. Now, this is the Oldsmar location, right? And this is Sean Swauger, and you are the market president. So you're the dude.
Yeah,
You're
that's
the
what they
president.
say, yeah.
I just got a lesson on Pinellas County. I just kind of didn't know that. But so let's talk about Berkshire Hathaway. I mean, you're some big boys. You got some big boys behind you,
Sure.
right? And how's it going?
It's going great.
Yeah.
It's going great. Yeah, I mean, first of all, I just got to thank you guys for having us. You know, it's
This is a great location. I love it.
yeah, absolutely. It was on my 2022 goal to complete and be on this show, and you know, I just missed it, but here we are.
We're
and,
in your place.
we
Now,
made
you're
it.
just not on it.
That's
We're
it.
in your place. This is a great location. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful location.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're inside the gates here of East Lake Woodlands, which is in Oldsmar, and beautiful master plan community. Has been here since the 70s and 80s, and you know, we like it here. We get a lot of you know, interested buyers and sellers, and you know, renters that walk into the office looking for some real estate. So we love this location.
I just have one question for you. How
Sure.
much golf do you get to play?
Well, if I wasn't so busy working,
Right.
you know? Yeah.
Well, the last couple of years, you ain't had time, right?
That's it.
You were moving and grooving. So the world of real estate has really kind of gone back to semi-normal, I would say. Would you? And it's back to the normal of, you know, houses being on the market for 30 days.
Yeah.
Not can't put a stick in the ground because it already sold.
That's it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I think normal is probably the best term to describe the real
Yeah.
estate market nowadays here in the beginning, you know, month of 2023. You know, before it was, as most people are aware, it was, you know, it wasn't, you know, 6 weeks, it was 6 hours that you had to, you know, get an
Literally.
offer in and
Literally.
compete with 60 other, you know,
Right.
buyers. So, but no, it's much more normal, and I'd say it's, you know, pre-pandemic environment.
Right.
You know, prices of course are elevated since then, but the environment of transactions is normalized.
If you had a crystal ball
Yeah.
and you could see the future, you think we're gonna stay where we're at now, pricing wise, or do you think it might go up or just maybe level down a little?
Yeah. I mean, it's a common question for
And
sure.
I know. I
Everyone's
get everything.
asking.
Hey, man, is my house still worth what it was a
Right.
year ago?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we're blessed to be in the Tampa Bay market.
Great
so,
market.
So we've really got that going for us in terms of values. There's still a lot of demand in our area. So really, in order to maintain prices or even, you know, appreciate, we're going to need that demand. So I do, in my crystal ball at least, you know, things look good for value perspective in the next few years.
Right. And the good thing about Pinellas, which I would think from a realist is there's no more new buildings.
Right.
So you're literally buying what's here, right?
That's it. Yeah, we're
Look, see, they're watching and they're calling. They're already like, oh my gosh, I want to talk to that guy right now.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, you know, the waterfront community, I
Yeah.
think, is a big factor in Pinellas County. Just simply because, like you said, they're not building more land, they're not creating more land, at least in our market.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I guess the country song for you guys is "Buy Dirt," right? You
Oh
know?
yeah, absolutely.
So so that's funny you said that because if I think about Oldsmar, I don't think about waterfront.
Right.
But you are waterfront. This
Absolutely.
is a waterfront. This is waterfront a property right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're in Upper Tampa Bay, which is, you know, north of the Courtney Campbell, which is kind of, you know, northwest of downtown Tampa. But yeah, we don't really have a waterfront community vibe unless you go into the downtown parts. But you know, that's one of the things that I love about Oldsmar is it's got a little bit of everything,
It
right?
is.
You know, we're in a country club, you know, community
yeah,
right here.
right.
And then you know, you can have a waterfront property in the top of the bay. So a little bit of everything for everyone.
I remember when Oldsmar was a sleepy little town,
Yeah.
and it was known for one thing, and that was for the
Flea market.
flea market.
Yeah.
You didn't go to Oldsmar unless you're going to the flea market. Now, this has become a huge hub for manufacturing and tech. It really has. And you know what? And you do have, and I think real close to, you have a really good RV resort
Oh, yeah.
right here too. So this is a great little area. And it still has a flea market.
That's it.
Right?
That's it. Yeah, a lot has changed. So I moved here when I was in second grade, which was back in like 96. So I haven't seen it all, but I've seen a lot.
Right.
And, that's something that I enjoy, just driving the golf cart around town, that's, the old town feel.
So you live in the area as well.
I do.
See, that's a big deal. Man, I love doing, it's great to get a realtor that really knows, the area, but when you live here,
Oh, yeah.
it's your backyard and you're like, oh, I can show you the great little places. And to me, that makes a realtor worth their weight in gold.
Oh.
Because they're just not selling an area. They're from that area.
Oh yeah, it's the lifestyle,
Yeah.
right? And it's interesting to think about when you're on the other side, when you're the customer. We visited family last year in Ohio, and I was lost. And I just had that internal thought. If I were to buy a home here, I would have no idea where anything is.
Right.
Right. And that's what I believe realtors' value is truly in selling the lifestyle and really just like you said, living in the location that you're selling is what sets you apart.
Right.
I used to joke and say that, I'll show you the houses and the restaurants and this and that, but I'll also tell you where the potholes are so you know which lane to drive in.
There's nothing wrong with that. And I tell you, again, that's a realtor worth their weight in gold, because, you have to have knowledge. And obviously you have that knowledge. But let's talk about Berkshire Hathaway. You guys have been around for a while. This is not a new little company that just popped up and going, hey, we're going to sell real estate.
Right. Yeah, so our company was actually, hopefully I get this right, 1959, I believe, is when we started. And we were formerly Prudential Tropical Realty. And back in 2013, Warren Buffett said, you know what, I like real estate.
Yeah.
And decided to, purchase those, companies and change the name, obviously, to Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. So,
Right.
it's been, technically since 59 for our company, but 2013 for the brand.
Right. Okay. And how many, in this location, how many realtors do you have on board?
So in this office in East Lake Woodlands, we have 41 agents
41
right now.
agents.
And in the company, in our Tampa Bay market, we have a little bit over 900. So
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are strong.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And do you guys play well with each other? Like, you got someone that's in South Tampa, like, I got someone in South Tampa for you.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, real estate's local, so it's, as much, I've been here my whole life, but I don't know South Tampa like I know Oldsmar and
Right.
vice versa. So it's, just understanding as an agent where your boundaries are, and, making sure that your expertise is provided to the customer.
I love to hear that you guys work together. It's like, because sometimes, some of these other ones are like cutthroat, like, no, I'll take you to South Tampa. And they know nothing about South Tampa,
Yeah.
So that's great. So how do people get a hold of you?
Oh, geez. Well, you can find me by my first and last name, all over social media, Sean Swauger. Of course, we've got our company website, right? And if you're an agent who's interested in possibly joining, our company, we have a website called forever-agents.com, because it's true. Like, we are, putting it forward to be the forever brand and create the forever agent. So,
Sean, thanks for being on the show, and
Yeah.
thanks for letting us shoot in this thing. Doug did a good job.
Yeah.
I don't know what he paid you or what he brought you. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I love Doug. I give him a hard time. Hey, thank you for watching today. We appreciate it. We know you have plenty of other stuff out there to watch, but you stuck in here with us at My Chamber TV. We'll see everybody next week.